we're here with 2017 KPMG Women's PGA Championship winner Danielle Kang. Danielle, you said you got a lot of people here. It's busy, it's buzzing. We're back to pro-ams, we're back to fans. Overall, what are you feeling this week heading into the major?
I'm really excited to play. I had a week off, so I feel really refreshed. And I've heard a lot of great things about this golf course and what kind of championships it's held. So I'm really happy to be here. And I just really actually like Atlanta.
What is it that you've heard about Atlanta Athletic Club? I mean, like you said, it's had a women's open, primarily played a lot of men's events, and it's great to have the LPGA Tour coming to one of these great tracks.
Interestingly enough, no one's actually told me about the golf course. They all said I would really like it, and I do. With that said, I could see how different it would play if it was a little bit firmer. I know that we've gotten a lot of rain in the last few days, and but it's playing a little bit different, but it's definitely playing long because of how soft it is, and I think it's going to be really interesting, and it's going to be a fun week.
How does it fit your game, do you think?
Probably accuracy from tee to green for net right now, and I think it fits my game because of long irons. I'm pretty accurate with my long irons, so those are some things that I could attack the pins with when people would hit it to 30, 40 feet. And we'll see. There's a lot of 180-yard shots out here, and that's 4 rescue and 4 irons for me. So I'm contemplating between putting a rescue or hybrid into the bag, and because I carry them, but I don't normally play it unless I can't cover certain numbers, and there's a lot of false fronts, and just have to stay focused.
We're hearing from a lot of people it's a very challenging, a thinker's golf course, and you seem to be someone who thrives on those difficult thinking kind of weeks. Do you think this is maybe a good setup for you?
Yeah, I believe that it's going to be a good week because, I really like thinking golf courses really tough places because it's hard to get me to focus. So if I have to focus, it's good and positive for me. But KPMG definitely has elevated this championship, and it's not a letdown at all. I come here and it's, from tee to green to the golf course to everything. It's just a major championship, and it's bleeding that vibe. So, and
it has that vibe. And is it safe to say that your win in 2017 was a pretty life-changing week for you? Or a key moment in your career, certainly?
It's definitely a moment in my life. I don't think it changed everything for me. I think it definitely lifted a big weight off my shoulders more than anything. But that win definitely gave me a title of a major champion, and that's something that people strive for all their lives to become. So coming here and seeing my face on the walls and have my own champion parking spot, that is the best perk of all, is that I just have the front parking spot. So with that said, though, I'm really happy to be back and be able to compete at this golf course.
I might ask to carpool with you. You park closer than I do. We'll start down here with Jeff, or questions from Beth Ann as well.
You were talking about a lot of 180 shots, hitting some long irons. I imagine there's a lot of weeks you wouldn't have to hit a lot of long irons. So do you kind of relish the challenge of that?
Definitely. I really enjoy hitting 5 irons, 4 irons, the hybrids, the 5-woods. So they are a huge challenge to hit it well and straight. If that's what we have to play, that's what it is. So the dispersion of those clubs are definitely wider than the 9, 8, and 7s. But with that said, even if you miss the green, you have to have a good short game around the greens. It's Bermuda around the greens with Zoysia on the fairways, I believe. And it's pretty grainy, so you can kind of dig your wedges and things like that. So you have to be very imaginative around the greens as well.
And number 15's been a big hole in championships here, par 3 over the water. I was curious where you hit there. It probably played 205, 206 maybe or something.
I had a 5-wood.
What'd you hit?
I hit a 5-wood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was 180.
What'd you think of that hole?
It was 204 to the pin, to the 20-on pin. So it's 83 to the front. Yeah, I hit a 5-wood today. That hole's going to be just accuracy, right? You're still hitting a wood off the tee. I hope they keep it that way instead of moving it forward because since the greens are receptive, I believe that girls can hit longer clubs in and the ball will sit. You just have to hit it well. If you thin it or hit it right, it'll be in the water, positioning yourself well. The bunkers are protecting the greens out here, so that'll be interesting shots. Yeah.
Beth Ann?
I'm just curious if you could share anything that you worked on with Butch on your week off.
I've actually been hitting it. I was actually hitting it really bad in San Francisco. My putting and short game saved me. So we worked on a lot to get my swing back to the way it was. I created a lot of bad habits, being all left to right golf course. It just created really bad. That's my weak point. It's just a lot of left to rights, but on a right to left slope, and it's a lot of cross shots, which I didn't like. And we just had to get my swing back to its original. Was that a shotgun or was that Storm?
That's 230, so I
That's
think
the
it's
shotgun.
Oh God. Okay. I go no, not again.
Longer.
So yeah, we worked on my swing, getting it back to the neutral zone, and it was really hard actually. So I know that you guys saw the whole video of him chucking a club on the range. Everyone saw that. And it's because I threw a club while I was getting a lesson, and he said it was pitiful. So he's like, "Let me show you how to do it."
Oh, your throw is pitiful.
Huh? My
throw.
throws are pitiful, yeah, because I throw overhand. So I got kind of mad and I just chucked it like this, and then he goes, "Oh, that's just pitiful," and you just showed off. He's really good at throwing the club. But yeah, it was a frustrating week, but we got it back to where we needed to get to, so I'm really excited. And I hit the ball really well today. And yeah.
Are your swing notes on your hand?
Yeah. It is. I forget.
Like, seriously?
No, seriously, it is.
What are the notes?
I'm not going to tell you.
How do they not sweat off?
Huh? No, it's on here. It's on here. I can't remember, so I got to keep calling. Or I just have to just write it down.
Hope you have some waterproof ink down there. We're going to go to Steve, and then we're going to go to a couple on Zoom.
I know you don't like to talk about what you and Butch work on, but you give him a lot of credit, and I'm wondering what it is about the relationship with him that makes you so comfortable and has elevated your game.
I think having a coach that gives you 150% really helps. Even my caddies, I've always said that I will work 110%. I will give it 110%, and I just want my teammates to give 100% back. And having a caddy that gives me over 110%, having a coach that's there for 150%, makes me work harder, makes me want to be better, and it drives me to be a better golfer, better role model, better player. So with all that said, I do give him a lot of credit because, you know, there are people that you meet in your life. There's just key moments, like we talked about KPMG 2017. When I met him, things shifted. I missed 8 out of 9 cuts in a row before I went to him, and then I finished 3rd, 1st, 6th, 12th. I wasn't finishing. You know, it was just whatever it is that he's doing has helped me become or magnify what I'm good at. And he just focuses on a lot of positives. And as a golfer, it's really hard to do. So I do give him a lot of credit for where I am now. And I think he expedited my journey, which I'm happy about. So if I could, you know, put in that lift, what is that word I'm looking for? If I could just keep my end of the bargain up, I think we can do really great things. So I always want to be better.
And do you think that has been the key to his success throughout his career? Because you've got Tiger doesn't swing like Dustin doesn't swing like you. No. So I mean,
I say that Butch is a polyglot because he speaks so many languages in golf. I don't know. That's why I say when you ask me what we work on, it's very hard to explain because you could ask him. It is really hard to explain. I ask so many weird things. He also did say there are no stupid questions until he told me I asked the stupidest questions. He says one thing, and then I say I don't like it, but there's 10 different ways of saying the same thing. It's just what language speaks to you and clicks in your head. So, and he doesn't really, I mean, I can't speak for him on how he teaches other people, but I believe that he makes whatever you have better. Mm-hmm. He doesn't try and fix me on what's bad. He just tries to make me better. So I do have a tendency of taking it really far in and dropping it underneath, but I still take it in and drop it underneath, but I know how to control it from there. So that's teaching you control and accuracy from your natural habits, I think is what he's really good at.
We're going to go to Zoom. Shane Ryan, or excuse me, I think we're going to start with Kent. Kent, you can allow to talk.
Hey, Danielle, seeing your wrist is taped up, is everything all right with it? What led you to tape it up?
I had a huge Wi-Fi on at Olympic Club. Like, it was left and right all over the place. I call it Wi-Fi because it's strong right there. And it was a lot of hacking out of the rough. I think I hit 3 greens one day, and it was just a lot of punch shots, and it led to Lake Merced, which was very firm, and it was cold, so my wrist started to hurt. Old injuries started to kind of ache, but it's fine. I just tape it up just so that I don't feel that sharpness, or just in case it comes on, because one shot matters. So it's taped up out of precaution and things like that. So it'll get better. It's not that I can't hit or anything. It's just good.
And you just explained how much Butch has done for you. What's the number one lesson, or the lesson that comes to mind the most that he's imparted on you?
I really have to think about that one. One lesson that, I don't know. There's so many. The first thing that comes into my mind is that it's okay. That's the one lesson that he hasn't put it in my head, is that everything's fine. Just got to keep working hard and be positive. Just believing in yourself and doing what you need to do and just trusting yourself. There's a lot of simple things. It's really hard to just pick one.
Well, we'll let you continue to think on that. Shane, Ryan, go ahead and unmute, please.
Hi, Danielle. There was a question asked earlier that I wanted to run by you about the Olympics. We're seeing a lot of men drop out today in particular, and there seems to be a pretty different perspective between the men and women about the eagerness to go play in Tokyo. And I wanted to ask you a two-part question. First, how do you feel in general about playing in the Olympics? And B, to take a broader perspective, why do you think there is such a difference in the way men and women seem to be approaching this?
I can answer question number 2 first. I do not know why some men don't want to play. Maybe they are preparing for other tournaments. Maybe they want to be prepared for, I don't know, whatever their goals are. But I can't really, I don't know. But part 1 to that question, answering like the same thing as number 2, I can't speak for what Olympics means for a lot of people, but for me, it's everything. Ever since I trained Taekwondo to be an Olympian, Olympics have been my dream. It's been my goal to be an Olympian athlete. I know that LPGA has set the stage for us to compete every week in and week out with all the sponsors, but with all that said, Olympics has been available to us since 2016, and that has been something that I've wanted to achieve all my life. And weirdly, as is May, when the Olympics qualification got extended extra 15 months, I cried and panicked because I qualified back then, and I felt that if I didn't qualify again for some reason, for whatever happened, I technically didn't qualify yet. I did, but I couldn't call it an accomplishment. And for me to have to reaccomplish something that has been my life goal and dream was really tough on me, and I couldn't stop looking at the Rolex rankings. I couldn't stop worrying about what other people did up until this week. I'm secured. And I finally feel like myself, because it's the one thing was the pinnacle was to just hit that mark, that I qualified for the Olympics as a USA athlete. And all I can tell you is that I'm just so happy to be a part of that, and can't wait to compete in the Olympics. But what other people perceive the Olympics, I can't speak for them. So.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Shane. Anything else here in the room? Jeff, and then Beth Ann.
I was going to say, how long does it take you to write out your notes on your hand? And do you actually on the course kind of look at them, or is it just kind of help you remember them at the start?
It's actually periodic. I mean, it's scattered sometimes. I write it down as soon as I need to remember it, but then sometimes I have an epiphany and I go, oh yeah, I remember he said that, and I write it down. Or I call when something's going wrong, and then he fixes it, and then I write it down. So it's not just here; it's on a glove, it's on the books. But I don't read it every hole. But I think writing things down for me makes me it gives me a reminder on what to do.
Have you done it for a while?
Yeah, I wear long sleeves a lot. I mean, there's a lot of notes randomly in it.
Rangefinders are in play this week. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on Rangefinders.
It's being honest. There's a lot of things that I don't agree with, that the rules are changing, because I'm kind of a old school golfer. So I don't even believe in greens books. I don't even carry one. I believe that green reading is a skill. Rangefinders, I don't think it's going to speed up play. It's just like I don't think putting with the pin is speeding up play. It hasn't. I believe that the caddies, they work hard. Some caddies are veteran caddies. They know how to get cover numbers. Like, being able to adjust, doing math is part of golf. Adding and subtracting, sometimes making a mistake that you added instead of subtracted. Like, that's just part of the game. It's part of life. But if you take that out of play, I don't know. I guess there might be less mistakes. I don't know. But it's just, I see it as a little bit of a downside for just taking a classic game away. I don't know.
Would you like to see the LPGA follow suit, or the PGA Tour banning green reading books going forward?
Our PGA Tour banning them? Yeah. I would like to see that. It's a skill. You should be able to read them. Whether it's aim pointing, you should be able to feel. Golf is feel. But it's yardage books as well. I'm really extreme, so I'm okay with having a tournament with no yardage books and no rangefinders and no yardages. So I don't know. We just eyeball the entire way, maybe. I don't know. But I just kind of like keeping it as traditional as possible with progression forward and being it modern and all that. But and I know I wear joggers and hoodies, but sometimes there's just skills that you just need. And I believe that caddying skill, like, it's important who you hire. It's important who's able to walk the golf course. It's important how they look at it and being able to do the math as quickly as they do. Yeah, it just minimizes mistakes.
So Ollie won't use one, or?
Ollie actually came up and spoke to me and said he will not use one because he already does all the things normally anyways, and he will give me the yardage gun if I need it, but it's not going to speed up play for us because I can't gun the yardage and it says 154 and then he got 152 and then it's down 3 and then okay. Like, I don't know, because I do all the numbers with him, and then he'll just panic. Ollie's got a lot going on. He'll panic, so he doesn't want to use it. But he said he'll have it on him just in case. So you'll see me using it on certain cover numbers. It's just faster for me, I guess, instead of talking to him. But he'll still tell me. I don't know.
Work in progress.
Yeah, it's throwing us off a little bit, but it's okay.
All right, we'll try not to focus on it too much. Have a good one. We'll see you
Thank
out there.
Dang, these lights are hot.
Yes.